Hey guys, it's StingKnight. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the top 10 websites in FF14 you didn't know you needed. So let's jump right in. The first one on the list, Icy Veins, which is shown on the thumbnail. If you head over to the FF14 section and then click on any jobs of your choosing and click on leveling. And if you scroll down, then there's an option to slide depending on the level you're at. This is extremely convenient. So each level that there are new skills, it will be added into this page of information. I do recommend scrolling a little bit with control scroll to make this a little easier because the texts are very small. So this is a fantastic site to use because it doesn't overwhelm you with every bit of information in one go. So you can increase the slider as you're leveling up, and then step by step is going to add in some few new skills every now and then depending on which level you get new skills. This will make things super easy to understand the job overall, and it is much less overwhelming. Not only that, if you're a returning player or you're returning to a job that you haven't played in a long time and it's like sitting at some random level like 75, you're going to be completely overwhelmed and not sure what skills to press, as there are a lot of buttons in this game. So it's going to tell you a bunch of stuff like your abilities, how to use your abilities, your single target rotation, your multi-target rotation, and then if you're on a tank, it may give you some dungeon tips on how to use your mitigations and what mitigations you have overall. Now, not only that, this is available for every single job in the game. So you got all the tanks here, all the healers here, all the melees, range, and caster. This is the primary way on how I use this website. There are obviously a more general overall job guide if you click there, where if you scroll down, it will tell you like what the playstyle is, what the strengths and weaknesses are. There are even guides for key binding, muting, the gear and besting slot, your endgame rotation, any questions you may have. So anything like that, you can find it in here. But I primarily use this for the leveling section. I found it extremely useful. FF14 Teamcraft.com. One of my favorite features on this website is if you scroll down on the left side here, go to currency spending guide. For example, you have your flame seal maxed out, 80,000, and then you type in your server name, Louis Was. And then here you're gonna get a bunch of items and the price they're selling at your current server. So this can easily help determine what items you should be buying in order to maximize your Grand Company seals. However, don't just look at the total amount you will gain from it. Please also look at the amount sold last week. This is very important. If it's less than a few thousand, it basically never sells. From my experience, it never sells. So for example, if you look at Dolomite Popoto, it sounds like it sells for a lot, but only 2 sold last week, so no one is ever going to buy this item. Don't expect to ever sell this. However, on the other hand, you can buy Coke, which sells for way less, but so many are sold every week. This is really important. If you're a very active player, you're getting a lot of Grand Company seals all the time, the item I recommend you to buy here is Coke. Another item that I would probably get on this list, now it may be different for you depending on the servers you're on, is this green item here. As you can see, it sells for a decent chunk of gil. However, there's about 1,700 sold last week. So this will still take a while to be sold. Keep that in mind, it's not going to sell immediately. If you're a very active player, I would recommend buying Coke in this scenario. If you're a somewhat casual player, you don't play as often, then you can buy this green item here. And once you decide on what item you want to buy, you can click on the details above the icon and then scroll down. It will tell you basically where to obtain this item. So not only the Grand Company seals, there are also pretty much every other currency in the game that you can plug in here to check out what is the optimal item to buy and then to sell on the market. For example, you can do elegant tombstones of poetics. A lot of people are capped on this all the time. Another great feature of this website is the crafting simulator. Here on the left side, you click on it and then you type in any type of item you want to craft. And then for example, I'm going to pick this grinding wheel here. And then a great thing to do is to make an account on this website if you're going to frequent this often, because then you can save your stats so you don't have to type this in each time you try a new simulation. So then you just plug in your craftsmanship, your control, your CP, your level, if you're a specialist or not, what job you are, and then if you have any high quality materials, what food buffs or what potions you're using, any FC buffs, etc. And then if you go to the left side here, rotation finder, here it will tell you some of the available rotations. You can click show more for more. These are player-made rotations, so then it will tell you whether your gear stats are enough to complete this craft. So obviously I didn't put in any value. It's going to be fail, it's going to be reliability 0, average high quality 0. There are also other things you can use this website for example, gathering alarms. I personally don't gather it. Island Sanctuary, leveling your crafted jobs, I would assume. I don't really use these, but it's there for you if you want to use them. 14todo.com. So this website is primarily a checklist, a daily checklist and a weekly checklist that you can do. You will need to log in to your Discord account with this website and then link your Lloydstone character. I think it's to collect your information or something like that. But other than that, you have every single daily pretty much available on the right, and majority of your weeklies on the left side here. And then if you tick it, boom, it's going to cross it out. So then you know for the rest of the week, if you close this website and you open it back up, you have the same account the information is going to be saved. Not only that, you can also customize things that you prefer, and you can also hide anything that you don't like. You can add in some random stuff, add custom daily, and it's going to show up at the bottom. Same with dailies as well. So if you don't like any of these, you can adjust it to your needs. And there are also exploration challenges if you're interested in that. So it pretty much has most of the challenges in the game here. You have the Realms Reborn stuff, Endwalker, Heaven's Ward, Dawn Trail, Stormblood, etc., Sightseeing Logs, Palace of the Dead, Heaven on the High, Shared Fates, Bolshan Southern Front, Variant Dungeons, things like that. So it pretty much has most of the things you can do in the game. There are also the quest lines that you can keep track of everything here. So there's a lot of quest lines here. If you're interested in that, you can take a look at this as well. There are encounters, dungeons, trials, raids, high-end trails for pretty much every single expansion that you can also tick off here. So honestly, this checklist should be in game already, but it is not. So this makes it very easy and convenient to keep track of everything. I highly recommend this website. ff14.eorzeacollection.com. This is the website I use for glamour. So if you click on glamour here in the top left, then it will show you the newest glamours that people have uploaded, and there's a whole bunch of them that you can check out if you scroll down the list, as well as some filters on the left side here. So you can select by race. For example, I play Lalafell. For example, I play Paladin, Dragoon, and Red Mage. I want to be equipable by all 3 jobs here, and then I'm going to click apply here, apply filters, and also you can exclude Mog Station items. So this is like pay-to-win items basically that you can only buy in the cash shop, or you can also exclude seasonal items which can only be obtained during certain events when there are quests that drop the item. I'm not going to click these 2 filters, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Click apply filter, and then I'm going to click order by most loved at all times. So then you get some nice cute glams here for Lalafells. So for example, I really like this one. I'm going to click on it, and then if you scroll down, then you will notice what items you need to have. Items with a little extra icon next to them means that they can only be obtained through Mog Station or seasonal events. So you cannot get that currently unless you pay. And then all you got to do is hover over the item and then click view item details, and then it's going to bring you up to the Loystone website, and then here it's going to tell you where to obtain this item from. So this NPC is only for if you already had this item before. So you want to make sure to have this particular achievement. Otherwise, you cannot obtain this chocobo suit. There's also gear sets that you can check out. For example, you can check out low-level gear sets for any new players playing the game looking to get some decent-looking glamour. So these are like weapon glamours that you can obtain in the game. I don't know why that's naked, but alright, and so these are all pretty low level ones. If you scroll back up, there's one for up to free trial, and then there's also a bunch of filter options you can select on the right side. And here you can also check out ones from this current expansion. So there's some pretty nice glamours from the current expansion, I believe. Besides your regular gear set and regular glamours, you can also go on to check out face wear, which are spectacles. If you wish to have one of these, there are new slots added now. You can equip these, and also fashion accessories, which are mostly umbrellas, and then you got some wings as well. And if you want, there are also chocobo glamours if you're into that as well. Universalis.app. This website tells you the prices of items in-game across different servers and different data centers. On the top right in the settings, you do want to put in your server, so that then whatever search result will relate to that server or data center. So you pretty much can type in any kind of item that you're looking to obtain in-game. So just a random example here, I'm on Chaos data center. You can also check out the cross data center item prices. So a little bit more expensive on Light. If you really want to, you can travel data center to buy some cheaper items, and it's going to include all the server in the Chaos data center here. So Omega is the cheapest. If you're looking for normal quality prices instead, you can also scroll down slightly. Down here will show you the list of the normal quality prices. Above will be showing you high quality prices, so keep that in mind, don't get it mixed up here. And then right side is the purchase history. So maybe you're trying to buy a cheap item on another server and then sell it on your own server, then you can check out if it's really worth your time. FF14 consolegameswiki.com. You probably have came across this website just by simply Google searching something related to FF14. This website is my go-to website for any general information about the game. So here are a few examples. Relic weapons in FF14. You have no idea where to start or what they are. So if you simply type in relic weapons, it will show up. It basically show you a list of relic weapons, basically a really good looking weapon glamours that you can grind for, and it's going to show you every single one of them, even the crafted ones. So for example, you want to start with the Zodiac, which is level 50, available for A Realms Reborn, Any free trial players can get this. And then if you scroll down, it basically tells you step by step on how to go about doing this entire quest chain. Here's another example. If you want to unlock the new job called Viper, you have no idea where to start. If you head to the Viper page, scroll down, it's going to tell you exactly where you need to unlock this, where to get the quest, and then what levels and what requirements are required for you to start this quest. One more example, Alexander the Heavensward raids, which you will probably have to unlock if you're a new player. This page will basically tell you everything you need to know to unlock it, from where to start, do the quest, and then what location, who to speak to, and then what is the requirement for it. And it will show you the entire list of all the raids. One more thing I personally use a lot for is to keep track of the quest chain. So for example, just an example here as a Gladiator quest chain, you can see the entire quest chain. So if you're ever lost in between any of the quests, you're not sure which one you've done or if you haven't done, or which state you're at, then you can come to this website and check out the details, and then you can figure out who you need to go to, who you need to speak to, what's the quest name is, etc. FF13collect.com. So this website is for those who are into achievement hunting or just a collection enthusiast for the game in FF. There's a big leaderboard of players. As you can see, the highest score is 28,000. So that's pretty much most of the things you could do in the game they have already done. For example, things like titles, you can see here, we start from the lowest. A bunch of these have a very low percentage of players owning these titles. So if you want a super rare title for yourself, you can check out this list and then try to find one to grind for, or you can check out some random item rewards. The least owned item rewards is here for you if you're into that as well. We can look for the rarest mounts. Some of these can be purchased straight up from the market board, I believe. 66 million gil, so that's pretty pricey right here. And there's a whole bunch of them you can check out. There are also minions, orchestrion as well. Orchestrion is the music you play in your FF14 housing, I believe. You can get these if you wish. There's blue magic, but it's not as rare. There's also hairstyles, emotes, barding, glamours, fashion accessories. So a bunch of things like this you can check out on this website. And you can also link your own personal character. I believe they get the information from when you link the character onto this website and then making your Lloydstone profile completely public, then they can collect that information. I think a lot of players have done that, and this is how they collect the data. FF14 Hunts is a great website for you to quickly do your daily hunts to get a little bit of extra XP. It also has some information on how to spawn like A ranks, S rank and stuff, but I think Dawn Show right now is still a work in progress. And if you don't know what hunts are, just click on the information section on the left, how to unlock hunts, and then it will tell you how to unlock it through your specific grind company. It's basically just a fun little activity to give you more XP with some extra currency for some minor rewards. And if you click on daily hunt route marker, for example, I'm just going to do a Realms Reborn as an example, and then boom, 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 right? And then you click calculate routes. It's going to tell you where to kill these mobs and the shortest route or the cheapest route. So here's a little bit of difference. So cheapest route, you probably TP back to the wine port twice, but with the cheapest route, you just do this in one go, and then it's going to tell you how many you need to kill, 333, and then the spawn location of where they are. And that's basically it. Very useful to just do your daily hunts. And daily hunts are primarily what I use this website for. I think there are other stuff to it, but I never really bother with them that much. I just go on the Falupa website to join the hunt trains that people organize themselves. ff14gardening.com. Everything you need to know about gardening is on this website. You probably never heard of it if you're a new player, but it's there for you if you have a house, or if your FC have a house, you can tend to these crops. So there is a general guide for gardening for you to get started off. So there's a bunch of information here that you can read up on. There's some knowledge banks, fertilizer analysis, stuff like that. There's also a garden planner for 2-seed cross-check, so you make sure to do it properly and correctly to get the results you want. And there's also a bunch of seeds that you can view that is available in game, so you can check which ones you might want to try to breed or try to buy straight from the market and then go from there. PaissaDB, this website allows you to check most of the housing plots in the game. So select the world here. So for example, I'm on Chaos. I want to click on Louis Suarez. That's my server that I play on. Select the one that fits you, and then if you scroll down here, you can click on this little icon and then click accepting entries. Then here you'll be able to see all the available housing plots currently accepting entries. Sometimes it will be at a result phase. Right now it's not the result phase. Right now it's still the entry phase. So you can see a bunch here, and then you can see all the necessary information, the location, what district, what ward, what plot, the size, the price of it, how many entries, if it's allowed as an individual or for a free company or both. And here, the important thing is that this is basically community driven. So you will be relying on players with this specific plugin enabled, and then they personally go and check this specific plot for it to be updated. So as you can see, last updated 1 day ago, 7 hours ago. So these are random. Some of these are 2 days ago. Not everything here is up to date. It is fully community driven. So if you want to support this website, you use plugins, you should probably download this plugin, and then every time you check out a plot, it will be updated to this website. And as you can see, what I was just talking about, there is a lot of plots that are currently missing data, which means nobody ever bothered to even check it out once. So there is some limitation to this website. Otherwise, I think this website is fantastic if you're looking to buy a new house. ff14housing.com. This website shows you the entire catalog of all the available items for housing. I'm just going to randomly click on chair/bed, and you can see the items are placed in the game, so you don't have to kind of guess what it looks like. And it's a lot easier to view it from this website than from in-game. As you can see, all of them in one go, just one scroll, and you already see a bunch of these. And then you can just pick one and then buy it in-game and then place it in your house. So there are also different types of stuff, like maybe a table, some specific type of tables, or maybe some tabletop items, or anything that is wall mounted. So that can be a window, it could be a picture, some curtains, anything like that. There's also a section for outdoor furnishing. The most important thing on this website is the interior and the exterior section. So in the actual game, you cannot see the interior or the exterior without having to buy the item first and then use it on your house, which can cost quite a bit of gil. However, with this website then, you can check out the interior section without having to waste any gil. So you want to check out some type of specific flooring, and for example this one, you can see the item name, and then you can see the exact picture of how it looks like once applied in game. Now, for the exterior part, unfortunately, most of these do not have a picture. I've looked through most of these, most of them don't have a picture of what it looks like in game. Some of them do, as you can see, but the other ones are just the default icon from in game, so that's not very helpful. Unfortunately, that's just how it is at the moment. Hopefully in the future they will update this. 14sim.com. This is a super helpful website if you're doing any endgame content, especially ultimate fights. For example, if you click on all the content and it will load you up to this little selection menu. You can then type in your name. So I'm just gonna name myself something random, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can select what role you're playing, and then select the server that you're on, request server. And you want to copy the browser link and then share it with your static members. The problem with the older content is that there are no bots to do the mechanics with you, so you need to have a full 8-man group in order to make use of this, unfortunately. So if you're in a static, then fantastic, but if you're solo PFing, then you cannot really make use of the simulation for older content. But for newer content, there are bots to help you, so you can do them as a solo. So as you can see here, you can see a timeline of all the core mechanics of a fight, the difficult ones usually. So you got UCub, you got UU, you got T, and if you do this with your static, it's going to save you a lot of time. Instead of spending 10-15 minutes of redoing the fight every time to get to that stage again, you can simply do this simulation and then just get it down to hard, and then once you reach it, boom, you can clear it. Now the visuals are slightly different, but I don't think is that big of a deal. You can get used to it pretty easily. So now for the Omega protocol, the top ultimate, you can see on the top right corner, there's an icon here. Just click on it. You can then add in random bots to fill up and then close. And then here you can then select a timeline and then to load in the face, and then you can do the mechanics. So keep in mind, I've never done this fight before, so I have no idea how to use this. You can also see the movement abilities on in the bottom in your hotbar. So depending on what job you have, you can also use these. And boom, I'm dead. The balance, ff14.com. So this website is great if you're at level 100, you're towards the end, you're looking to get into endgame, and you want to learn the rotation of the job properly. So as an example, I can head over to the warrior section. If you're completely new, you can head over to the basic guide as well as skills overview. But usually I just head straight to the opener section. The nice thing about this, it shows you an infographic of the standard opener for that particular job. So in this example, this is for warrior 2.5 GCD opener at level 100, and you can see it's a nice infographic. You can click on it, and then you can have this on your second monitor whilst you practice it at a dummy, and then you can get it down to hard, so you don't have to think about your rotation when you're in the middle of a savage fight. And then there's going to be various of tips as well on your rotation on how to optimize it. And some of the jobs you will get like a burst example rotation as well. Most people often overlook, people only practice their opener, but a savage fight usually lasts for 10 minutes and an ultimate fight lasts even longer. So don't just focus on your opener, you also got to focus your even and odd minute bursts as the fight progresses. So you should also practice those at a dummy. Now if you scroll down on the main page here, you can join the Discord server where they will have more information. For example, the best in slot gear for the current savage tier, or for certain ultimate fights you want to have a specific skill speed or specific opener for that particular fight, which is completely different from your standard opener that you might find here. So if you head over to the Discord server, they have a bunch of useful stuff, as well as a lot of players who can help you out if you have any questions to ask. 14 Analysis, this website is for those who intend to improve at their jobs at an endgame level. So for Savage or Ultimates, you're looking to get better at your job. But unfortunately, it mostly works towards the current patch. So it's not really for stuff like level 80 or level 70. So keep that in mind. And what you need to do is upload an FF log. You can do that at a dummy and then upload that log, or in a particular fight, then you can post it here. So if you don't know what FF logs are, I will talk about it next. So once you post it here, it will go into something like this. So if you scroll down, there will be basic mistakes that you're making. You want to make sure that you work on everything that it is telling you that you're doing wrong and correct those mistakes. Because at a dummy, there's not even any mechanics. You should not be making any mistakes at a dummy. So once you get it down at a dummy, then you should be comfortable at an actual real boss fight, because then there will be mechanics thrown in at you in the middle of your rotations. You can also upload the log of a fight to see what kind of mistakes you've made. So for example, something really basic, GCT uptime, your global cooldown. I didn't keep it up at all times. I didn't use one of my perfect balance on Monk here as an example. I didn't use Formless Fist. I didn't time my perfect balance with my odd minute buff. Something basic like that. But I will say this is not something that will 100% optimize your rotation. Just because you get nothing wrong here doesn't mean you're doing everything correctly, if you are looking to get a higher parse. But it is a great way for beginners, any new players looking to learn a different job or completely new to a job. This is a great way to get started, along with the balance website. FF Logs, this website is used to keep track of rankings and jobs damage for the endgame content, such as Savage, Ultimate, and Trials. So if we click at the current Savage tier, we can go to Statistics, and in here you can then see the rate DPS of each job by their ranking, and you can see Picto at the top, Machinist at the bottom. You can then also go into specific bosses. So if you scroll down a little bit, you will find the current Savage rate tier and the top players. For example, you have the rank run player for tanks, for healer, for DPS, etc. So then you can click on to their profile. For example, if I'm a warrior main, I can check out what this guy does differently than mine. At 100 is the best you can possibly get. So if you're on the FF logs page, you can go to help and info. And if you scroll down, you can then click on the ACT section. This is where you will download the advanced combat tracker, which will then help you log the endgame combats. And then you can upload the log file to this website, where then you're able to keep track of your parse. And then if you notice you're getting great parse consistently, then you know there's a lot of things you can improve upon. But if you're getting a blue parse and above, then you know you're doing decent. So that's going to be it for this video. If you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more future FF14 content. And if you have any other more websites, or perhaps I might have missed out some points on how to use certain websites that I have mentioned, please leave a comment down below and share with us all. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.